Banter podcast with Colin.
Right about here, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get yourself and your soul together. This man will make your liver quiver. This man will make your bladder splatter. Let's all welcome the world's godfather of soul,
Colin.
It's Geddes, actually. What the fuck is happening, people? Welcome to the General Banter podcast. We're riding solo again. Before we have to bleep that F word at the start there. Is that something to do with YouTube? You can't curse in the first 30 fucking seconds up on this hoe. You know what I mean? Before we get started, guys, I just want to mention the fact that we've got I'm filming my special from this year, and we've put on two shows, 20th and 29th of December. They've sold out. We added another show on the 19th, which is got about 100 tickets left. So by the time you hear this, we're about a week out. So if you fancy going to that, I'm going to record my special. I'm going to have guests. It's going to be fun. It's at the Limelight. Grab some tickets. And that's it. I think that's the only ad I have this week. No one's sponsoring this one. The sponsors are dropping off. Manscaped, they're gone. Every bollock in the country shaved. You know? I think we might have been the first people with a Manscaped thing. This is kind of a free ad anyway. But here, listen, the code probably doesn't work, so fuck them. But every bollock in the we had Manscaped for a long time. Every set of nuts, every dangly flap in the nation is squeaky clean. And unfortunately for them, their products are good. So everyone that was going to buy it has bought it and won't need another one. So good luck to you. Godspeed to your ball bag over the Christmas period. Okay. I'll be feeding my son cat food because we've no money from Manscaped. Isn't that a nightmare?
Will you fuck up too?
Anyway, let's watch this lady from BBC. It's kind of an old clip. Now, isn't it funny, like a clip happens like 4 days ago and then you play it in the podcast, people are like, fuck's sake. Look at this millennial. This 4-day-old clip. It's the clip of the week though, isn't it?
Live from London, this is BBC News.
It is great. There's Fred again on there. I mean, I hope she, like you said, I hope she doesn't get in any shit for that, because I guarantee they're getting that job at the BBC and they just have to pretend that they're absolutely no crack whatsoever. You know, like they go from work to, hello, I'm on a bus. Hello, may I have a sandwich at the shop? You know, just fucking straight-laced the whole time. She's just like, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. But it was, I mean, the funny bit's not even the finger. The funny bit's the snap out of it, you know? She's like, on tonight's news, you know, just like straight into it with her eyebrow, just like a little bit like this. Tonight, and then the guy just, you know, he's ready with that button. You know, he's ready with that wee bit of music, like fucking, gang, 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 gang.
Live from London, this is BBC News.
Okay, so she's like, when I stop doing the finger, you drop the beat.
Live from London, this is BBC News.
It's fucking tremendous.
And this is BBC News.
Oh, brilliant! But there's loads of those, isn't there? Like, you know, as soon as you know, maybe like 6 days out of the week, like a little red light goes off to let her know she's not live or something. And just one day, one guy's like a second late. Happens all the time, doesn't it? Fair play, dear. Bad bitch. What other fucking news ones are there? Like, there's a news. What would you call it? Bloopers? There's one that used to be this girl just having an actual stroke on air, and people have memed it up now. Let me see. I mean, the classic was obviously the guy that got like brought into the BBC or something, and they thought he was a different guy, you know, and they were like, today we're here with the expert on such and such, and there's just this like African guy just being like, that is not me. I'm here for a job interview for, you know, like something totally different in the building. I'm here to do a job interview for assistant editor. And then they've got him in as like some fucking expert on like foreign issues, foreign relations. I'm sorry, I have a USB with some examples of my work. I don't really know about current affairs. Which is racial profiling, you know what I mean? Like a black guy from Africa is what went in there. And they've been like, oh, you must be some sort of expert on foreign issues. Come on in here. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, Merry Christmas.
Up the raw.
Oops. Is this a Christmas episode? We'll have to work. No, we're a good bit out now. You see, you get fooled when you have, young children in your family because it comes in a lot earlier than you'd like it to. You know, Maureen was like, finally got Eddie to bed at about 9 o'clock last night. She was like, oh God, we should probably start that elf on a shelf thing now. And I was like, we're 14 days out. He doesn't know it's Christmas. You're making a job for a guy who doesn't even know that it's going to be Christmas. In fact, you could tell him it's Christmas tomorrow, get it out of the way, and then we don't have to do it closer to the time. Elf on a shelf. Because what do people do with elf on a shelf? Have you to pretend that the elf has a life of its own every night? Because I've seen people already going like, Jesus Christ, I'm running out of ideas here. You know? You wake up in the morning. Although it might be an opportunity to teach your kids how to act, Oh, look at that, elf on the shelf. Fucking, didn't shit in his own pants today. That's good, isn't it? Oh, look, we'll go see what the elf on the shelf's been up to. Go downstairs. Oh, the elf on the shelf tidied the whole kitchen. He'll be getting loads of presents for Christmas. I say tidy the kitchen. We don't have a kitchen. But you know what I mean? I don't know. I'll be so lazy with it. Let's go down and see what elf on the shelf's on. Oh, look, he's still down the back of the radiator. Isn't that amazing? What a well-behaved boy. He hasn't moved a fucking inch since yesterday. He knows Santa's coming. He's a good boy. He's been quiet and still. I know in our house you just come down and be like, where? That elf on a shelf's done a runner. Where would he be? So anyway, where the fuck is it? Where is it? I don't know. Did you check the car? I don't know. Well, if you clean the fucking car out once a week, you probably know what's that. Shut the fuck up. I don't see you clean the fucking car out. You know what I mean? Maybe you clean the fucking car out, find the fucking elf on the shelf. Oh, we still can't find him. Where would he be? Is he in a bin bag? Did you put him in the bin bags? I don't know. I've no idea. I'm petrified of elves. I fucking threw in the bin. I know it's supposed to be make-believe, but the motherfucker didn't move his head. So I just burned it. So. Oh, look at Elf on a Shelf. Just crammed himself in this giant box full of other toys that you never look at. There he is. What a good boy. Unbelievable. How does the Elf on a Shelf end? Do you just not touch the elf and he moves around, does different antics during the night, and then all of a sudden it's Christmas Day? You go, look at the elf brought you. How does it climax? I don't know. Do you know what it's like? It's like, is it like one of these things where, it's a bit like Santa where you go, if you act right, then you'll get some gifts. The elf is like a parole officer for, he's a man on the street. You gotta behave or else, he's gonna tell Santa and then you're not gonna get the fucking gifts. It's like one of those, I don't know, Blind Boy always was going on about it. It's like one of those prisons. It's called like Panoctagon or something. It's basically, I don't know, it was like an open air prison type thing where they would just have a tower up the middle and then they would have like two-way or one-way glass or whatever it is, two-way, one-way. And you just didn't know if there was like security guards in it or not. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like just this presence that's keeping you on your toes. That's the Elf on a Shelf. Is he real or is he not? I don't fucking know. But I'm petrified anyway. But yeah, it's Christmas. And then, oh God. The things you get dragged into when you're married, Maureen was like, oh, well, first of all, I converted a garage to use as a studio, thinking this is my space. You can do whatever the fuck you want with the house. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, we'll use it as storage. And I'm like, no, not storage. I spent a fortune turning it into a fucking studio. Yeah, but this put the Christmas boxes up there. And there's all these boxes full of shite. And she'll say things like, we should put up the Christmas tree. We all know what that means. Get up in that dusty shithole and bring it out. Oh, fuck. That's gin. That's where I'm at right now. We got one of these dickhead trees where, and by the way, I got a message from a company saying like, "Oh, do you want us to deliver a real tree?" And I didn't. I lost the message basically. I forget the name of it and I can't find the message. But I'm like, that would be a lot easier if they just brought it round, stuck it up, and yes, it's a real tree, but you can't just burn it afterwards, you know. But we've got this tree where it's like 3 sections of the center pole like this, and then a box of miscellaneous fucking arms, which are supposed to have a letter on it. You know, you go like, oh, that one's A, B, C, D, down to like F. But half of the fucking labels have fallen off. So, you know, you're sitting there, you put the ones in that fit, and then you're like measuring branches. Because God forbid I get it wrong, you know? And then Maureen came down from a nap because she was like sick, and I had already put it up. She's like, oh, it's okay, something. You're like, yeah, is it? My fucking hands are bleeding. Fuck's sake. I know, I'd just been to a Christmas fair as well. Took Eddie to that. I mean, the craft world is, I mean, what a fun world. You know, just people retiring and going like, what can I make out of like old cans and then sell for like fucking 15 quid? We fell victim to it. You know, I was walking around with, my son, and he's like, oh, look, he's like, oh, look, it's a wee snowman. And I'm like, it is, isn't that cute? And in the back of my head, I was like, this motherfucker was getting rid of like banisters and just fucking took one that sort of had like the body of a snowman and, you know, a little ball on the top and painted it white and put dots on it. I'm like, yeah. He goes, can we get it for Mummy? And I was like, yeah, sure. How much is it? How much is it? Go ahead, tell me. Tell me with a straight face how much you want for this scrap. Tenner for 2 of them. All right. Not as bad as I thought, but here. Come on now. Doing a bit of renovation on a banister. Decide to sell it at a fair. Come on now. I'm only saying there's some of it was quite nice. You know, you see better ones, you know, where people are like, you know, we make our own candles or we make our own hand cream or something, and you know, they've done a bit of branding, looks good, all that shit. But most of it, shit. You know, just because you've had the idea doesn't mean it's a good idea. You know, you don't have to follow through with everything. You just don't. You know, not everybody wants to wear like, you know, a melted down yogurt pot as an earring. All that shit. You know, people making wee things for, you know, that's where they get them. Pet stuff. You know, they have a cutout of like a what do you call the wee long sausage dog? What's the real name of it? Dachshund. You know, they got one of those with like coat hooks on it, and it says like, I've got my lead on already. Like your dog's being sassy. Take me for a walk. It's more like there's shit coming out of my ass. That should have been one of them. Just a wee shaped like a sausage dog. There's shit out of my ass already. Let me out. Wee sausage dog. My joints will disappear at 4 years old. Get me put down. That's what happens to them dogs. You know, it's like the whole body is too big, and then it's just got like hamster feet. They give in. It's a low mileage dog, that. The boost there now. But yeah, the tree's up. We've had quite the week. As you well know, I was talking last week about the crash. Maureen crashed the car. I don't know what sort of curse has been put on us with vehicles this last while, but I was going up to Mickey had his show. He was filming his special in Belfast at Lavery's, and I thought, you know, I'll go up. I'll support him. It's my comedy club, you know. I should be there as a representative. And I set off on a stormy night, and you know, the fucking wipers are going like mad as usual, and then one of them broke, and the other one just went like fucking. Do you know, like when like when they're like hunting a duck and you shoot it and its wings, and it hits the ground. That was the wipers basically. So I'm driving through the rain, and the 2 wipers just go all over the place. Then I pulled in the apple greens. I was like, I wonder, can I like I wonder, has it just jammed somehow? I'll push them back down. Maybe it'll reset. And then when one came back on, and it was just going clunk, 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 this weird noise. And then I was like, right, I'm at Apple Greens. I could make it into Belfast, even though it's torrential rain. And I fucking Ace Ventura'd it the whole way down to Belfast, just like this, out the window. Just fucking rain pissing all over the place. It was a fucking disaster. And I tell you what, stressful, because when I pulled up and I was tense. But as soon as I turned that car off, I was like, oh, man, just driving like fucking... All I could see was colours. You know, I was like, don't hit the red lights in front of me. That's all I could think. Can't see the lines. You know, just don't hit anything in front of me. And then I got into the fucking show, and I said to Mickey, I was like, oh, what a nightmare with the car and everything. And he's like, oh, I wonder, could you get left home with some blah, blah. Turns out Maureen's sister was in Belfast, and I got left home with her right there and then. So I basically walked into Lavery's. Everything all good, boys? How you feeling tonight? Very good. I have to go now, and just fucking got back in the car and came back up the road. Insanity. The Christmas spirit. And then we do this. This is absolutely hilarious. The next day, Maureen's dad is like, I'll go down to Belfast with you. We'll see if we can fix the wipers. He goes, I'm nearly sure it's just the linkage. They go all the time, especially when it's pissing down. I was like, sweet. We go up. Just a fucking absolute chaos. He's trying to pull the thing. There's like a wee, you know, it goes over a wee ball and then a wee clip goes around it. He's trying to get that off. Drops the pliers that he had down through the car. And he's like, oh, fuck, wasn't expecting that. This man's a rally mechanic, like. Yeah, and then next minute he's under the car taking off some wee cover to let the fucking pliers fall back out and then put it back on again. And me, useless, like one of them sayings on the bomb squad, as useful as fucking tits on a bull or whatever. As useful as fucking chocolate condom. I was just like... I was just standing there going, oh, jeez. And he's like on the floor in that fucking UDA car park behind the Empire where they do the bonfires. Although I did see, I don't know if I mentioned this in the podcast, one time, you know, back when Gaza was kicking off, normally that car park is used for bonfires and then it sort of miraculously disappears and they must throw a few more stones on it. And then I've seen some boys fucking, you know, praying to Mecca. You know, probably, you know, shout out to the brothers in Gaza. Because I got in the car and I was about to reverse and I was like, what the fuck is this here? What an accidental hate crime that would have been. Oh my God. Well, you didn't see them boys just reverse. There has been a racial attack. Anti-Islamic attack by comedian Colin as he flattens two men praying to Mecca in the world famous UDA car park at the back of the Empire. Where was I going with that story? Oh, yeah. So he fixes the car, right? Gets one wiper going. And I jokingly went, I hope there's diesel in this Jeep. And I get in, turn it on. And there was enough for me. And he goes, I have to get diesel too. And he goes, will you get home? And I went, yeah, I'll get home. And he goes, I'd probably be all right too. We head up the road. He's like, I'll follow you in case the wipers go. And you can pull in and I'll, you know, see if we can fix or we can do something. So we're driving along. The Jeep, which has been doing this quite a bit, just has this warning, total or like complete engine failure or something. Which it's not complete engine failure because you pull over, turn it on, or turn it off, turn it back on, and it works again. So I pull in and he pulls in behind me and he goes, what's wrong? And I was like, it's not even the wipers this time, it's just the engine. It's just the engine shit itself. Turn the car back on. It works. I head off. And then he's driving behind me. I get a phone call from him. I answer that and he goes, you won't believe it. And I went, what? And he goes, I've broken down. And I was like, fucking what? Oh, in the name of Allah, what is going on around here? And he goes, I'll drop a pin here, go to the house, or get a strap or whatever and come back. And I was like, do we just get a taxi and burn these two cars here? I go back, hook up the strap, and then, I mean, talk about the blind leading the blind. Like, just one wiper in my car, which is getting, you know, intermittent engine failure, and his, which is just fucking cut out. And then, like, we had to go through the Moy to get back to our house, which is, like, quite a busy wee town. And me with the hazards and all, and being like, I'm pulling out, but there's another Range Rover the same attached, equally as shit. Finally get home. See towing a car like that? It's so big and heavy. Jesus Christ, like every time I fucked it up, because there was a few speed bumps and whatnot on the way home. Because you would take off and you would get a nice smooth drag going. And then you would hit a bump and you would be like, dum, and then he'd go over the bump and then you'd try to take off again and it would just go, and like fucking just pull the strap tight, which, you know, it basically feels like you're just going to break your car in half. It's like, this big noise. And then we just eventually got home, and we pulled up after retrieving my car, and then me retrieving his car, and this was like 1:30, and I was like, "Do you have any whiskey? Because I think we should just fucking drink ourselves to death right now." Fucking disaster. So this is a plea, my guys. Someone sell me 2 Jeeps. I'm fucking deadly serious. He might need one of 3 Jeeps. Who works at Mercedes Belfast or Toyota Portadown? I need 3 Jeeps. Like I'm starting a fucking business. Like I'm opening a farm. Hit me up. I've had it. And then you could talk about, why don't you get something that never breaks, like a Tesla? I'm talking to Pete downstairs, and he's like, not worth it. He's like, drove to Port Rush one day, and basically all the fucking chargers were taken up. And then I went to Colin, it was broken, had to go back to Port Rush and just wait. It's like it added like 4 hours onto the trip. What the fuck is the point? Like, what's the point? You need a solar powered one or something? I don't know what the fuck you need. Anyway, that's been my week. Tune into General Banter. Welcome back to Colin's Inconveniences. That's what we're going to call this show. Collie's Inconveniences. Doing my tits in. But yeah, that was about the height of it. I had a fun week there, or a fun night. Mickey and Jesus Christ, I don't know if I should be talking about this, but I'll talk about it anyway. Fuck them. Mickey and Connor from the world famous Deck Chair and Yums.
Will you fuck up too?
Had their live podcast at Mandela Hall on Saturday, and Mickey was like, "Come on down." He's going to Australia. He's on his way to Australia right now. And he's like, "Come on down, fucking get somewhere to stay, go out in the piss and all. Come on, drink, fucking stay down, no." But if you don't live in Belfast these days, a night out in Belfast with a hotel it's £1,000. I have 3 Jeeps to buy. I can't be spending £1,000 to fucking sleep drunk in a place. And fucking, so I was like, "Listen, I'll come on as a guest for sure, but I don't know if I'm staying, whatever." And then I go down there. First of all, I'm on that Elmwood Avenue. It's just been car nightmares. I'm in a courtesy car. That Elmwood is obviously always jammed, and I'm driving along. Oh fuck, 3 spaces, brilliant. Reverse into it, step out of the car, and the brand new snakes. It's a lake. I'm in a lake, but there's a guy watching me across in the other car, and I had to just commit to it. I had to act like I meant it. I was like, "I'm cool with that." Up to my shins in water. It's all good. I don't give a fuck. I'm all good. But we get in there, Mickey's like, "You not drinking?" No, and I was like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, fuck's sake." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I can't, I'm here, whatever." He's already hammered. Like, there's half a bottle of Jameson's gone, and I'm like, "Okay, it's going to be great." And all he kept saying was, "I haven't really prepared for this. We haven't really done anything. We'll just literally talk shite for a night." And I was like, "Okay, good. That's good. That makes me settled. That makes me feel good." Because if I tell you something, you come to a General Banter live or a Bomb Squad live, over-prepared. Too many things to talk about. Too many things organised to squeeze them all in. Fail safes. But he was just like, "No, I'm just going to basically be so hammered that I forget everything that happens." And it was weird. I seen Chris from the Bonnevils. Do you listen to much of the Bonnevils? He was there, and I was like, "All right, man, what's cracking?" I thought he was just down because it was just him. And then Mickey was like, "Oh, all right, so we'll go on, do a bit of stand-up, break. We'll go on first. We'll introduce Aaron Butler and then Colin, and then we'll have another break, and then boys play." And then I was like, "Are you boys playing?" Because it was just him. And he's like, "Aye, Andy's out fucking having a smoke or something." And I was like, "All right." So they were like playing after the gig, and I was like, "This is fucking great." And then, it's a Deck Chair and Yums gig, so Mickey's already pissed, and then some lovely member of their audience delivers some edibles. Not going to mention Phil Kanye. Not going to mention who it was for, but someone in that room had one. Okay? And it was like the person in the room, who we're not going to mention, it was like they put a bit of chewing gum in their mouth. Like Chris from Bonnevils was like, "That's mad that you can get those." And he's like, "I think these are from America." And he's like, "All right, okay." And the person in the room opened them up, and I thought it was going to be like a gummy bear. It was like, it was like a fucking, like one of those Macgowan things. It was like a long sweet or whatever. And he opened it up, And I mean, like, he was just popping a bit of chewing gum, whole thing in the mouth, and everybody in the room was like, is that okay? You know? And this person, you know, was like, you know, because Chris from the Bonnevilles was like, he's like, how do you know what's even in that? No, he goes, no, these are like legit. No, he goes, yeah, 500 milligram, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, 500 milligrams, like 500 milligrams. He goes, be sweet. And I was like, I bet you if I got one that was like 25 milligrams, I would probably be very stoned for 8 hours. You know what I mean? And he took 500. I'd be like, you'd have to come and get me in 3 weeks, you know, when I just, you know, hadn't been able to move or piss or eat or anything. I'd still just be like, am I okay? Full-blown schizophrenia. But he was grand. This person, who won't be named. No, I mean, like, about 2 hours later, the only giveaway was like he looked like he'd just been crying. That was the only, you know, not even like, no, not crying. He looked like you'd just woken him up in the morning, you know, those sort of eyes, like wee bit gooey. But he's totally fine. Like, I was like, that is incredible, the tolerance, because it would have killed anyone else. Like, just the confidence to be able to just be like, it'll do nothing to me. Whereas I'd be like, I've rented a padded cell, I've got plenty of water, plenty of toilet roll, and adjustable lights and white noise, and you know, we'll figure it out. And he's just like, and we'll do a podcast here. Jesus Christ. But needless to say, you know, I went on stage and it was a shit show. You know, Mickey was already fucking in the depths, and he just kept going like, you know. But their crowd are fucking animals, like, you know, with all due respect, you know. But that's all they wanted to see. They just wanted to see Mickey down drinks. And anytime there was a dull moment, you know, anytime there's a bit of dead air, Mickey was just like, little bit of the bubbly, and necked it. And did you ever hear about the little bit of the bubbly fiasco? It was Woodsy's wedding, and they started to ruin his wedding. You know, people were like, "How was Woodsy's wedding?" You were like, "What do you mean?" Oh, the little bit of the bubbly day. That was great. Woodsy just getting casually, you know, married in the background, and all these boys with fucking 20 bottles of prosecco. Little bit of the bubbly, but a little bit of the bubbly, you know, a little glass of prosecco, not the same as like a quadruple Jameson that you've just poured yourself. So, like, you know, it's like, we're not necking beers here. You know, Mickey's like, little bit of the bubbly, and then like a full like quarter bottle of whiskey. Fuck, I'm stupid. Like, literally, I felt, do you see the video of my story? I filmed myself on stage, panning through over the crowd, and then just like turning the phone in my face like that. And then someone wrote under it, that was pretty much your face the whole time. It was like being at the zoo. It was like seeing something up close that you'd normally see in the wild. I was just like, come on now, Mick. And people were loving it, you know. He's like, a little bit of the bubbly. Done another one. They were like, you're not going to leave till this man dies. Like, you just die on the floor. And the other person sitting there just like playing it off like he was fine. But it was good times, you know. Then the Bonnevilles played after, which was just a treat, you know what I mean? You know what I said to him? I said to Andy, I said to both of them, I was like, how much money would you charge me for a, you know, like a one-off piece of music for a special? And he was like, listen, nothing. Would love to do that. And I got it on tape, like I recorded that, just being like, we'll see when that invoice comes, you know? How fucking gangster would that be, though? Like, get them to do like an original piece of music, 1 minute long, that I could just use for the credits. Oh, it'd be so badass, man. Be so badass. Even though he's like, we couldn't really put our name on it because then you'd get like flagged by our record company. I was like, shh. I'll steal it, man. Don't worry about it. But it was a great night, and I did the usual, which, see, when you're not on the piss and you're there for fucking 6 hours, starving. So then their boys are singing, Mickey's drinking, you know, the other guy was fucking licking the walls, and then I was just like, I'm starving. As usual, like, I'm fucking, you know, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I've been eating since about 2. I'm fucking starving, man. 4 pizzas. Unbelievable. Shout out to the guy that I seen in the new Dead On Mafia hoodie in the wild. He was just, and then I was like, show us the back of the thing, and then he had like luscious blonde hair, and I was like, you just look like a girl, like I was trying to take a photo of a girl's ass. Sexy androgynous bitch, you know? But it's cool. It's cool, like. It's cool to see. Connor Keys did a wee bit of... He sang the intro to Bonneville's song. He can sing, like. He's got those, like, you know, gospel pipes on him. Pretty damn good. I wonder, did I take a video of it somewhere? Oh, that was all I got. Look at him, loving it. I get so jealous when I watch musicians playing. You played in bands? You know what like, comedy's cool and all that shit, but, you know, you fucking... And I enjoy a wee bit of showmanship, as in, you know, like wee intros and cool music and all that. But as soon as it cuts off, you're just on your own, like, you know? It's all fucking badass tunes and all, and then you just walk on and be like, so, you know, what about Israel, you know? That's all you can muster. You can't really lay in the comedy the way you lay in the music, you know? You know, he's playing some big stinking slide tune. You can be like, you know, sweating. You know, you feel like you've accomplished something. Doing comedy, just walk off and be like, my traps are so tight from just being surging with fucking adrenaline, but having to talk like you're calm. You want to be fucking... At one point, there was like a strobe light, and Andy went to jump on the wee drum riser thing, slipped a bit, near died. And you wouldn't have seen it, like, in the strobes, but we were just to the side of the stage, and I was like, oh, you know, like fucking DiCaprio in that movie. Oh. Near died there. Just fucking went to put the foot up, slipped, and just cymbal to the... You'd hate that, like. Cymbal to the teeth. Fuck that. But it's very cool. It's a very cool night, and it is the type of music where... Not that it's impossible to enjoy sober, because it is fun music, but, you know, you're watching it going like, oh my God, I would absolutely drown in pints right now if I could. But instead, just had to stay cool, go home. But that was it. That's my week in a nutshell. For fuck's sake, broken cars. I mean, that sounds like a Bonneville song. Broken cars and pizzas. This is our new single. Broken cars and pizzas, bro. Got a bit of a shout out from the guy delivering as well. Like, fuck me, Colin Jetus. And I went, close enough. Close enough. Don't spend the pizza. Close enough. That'll do. I've had a few of those this week. Colin Jetus. Someone texted me GTTIS. Getus. Makes sense. It is the shittest name in live comedy. What was I going to chat about there? Oh, yeah. They had Shane Macgowan's funeral. And it was a star-studded event. They had a few words from Johnny Depp here. Let's hear them.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening.
Why is he doing it?
Maestro. We pray for a deeper...
Did he do the fake cap thing and say maestro to like a coffin? Did he? Is that what he did there? He's like, oh, something. Maestro.
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 What did he do that for, bro? What did he do that for?
We pray for a deeper spirit of compassion in the world. May we feel the pain of others, understand their need, and reach out to all who suffer in any way with a continuous love that is rooted in faith and peace. Lord, hear us.
That was it. He was obviously just doing a prayer at it, like, but hey, Johnny Depp, fuck is wrong with you? You know? Guy's an actor. There's Maestro. So the Lord blessed with the faith and something, and something else, and Johnny Depp. Weirdo. was saying before the podcast, you know, people are like, who's Thaddy on Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's? Two fucking weirdos. One's a lesbian. Is she not shitting on beds? I mean, there was one movie, was it like Zombieland she was in when she was, you know, a few years ago or something, briefly? I think so. But I remember seeing them. Okay, here we go. We've brought it down to old school general banter. You know, it's like whatever topical story involving whoever. Let's get the hot pictures of them, and then we'll decide later. Is she in Zombieland? Did I make it up? I think she is. Yeah, there she is there. Like, I remember seeing her on that being like, she's hot. But then it's funny how, you know, the hotness goes off someone, the mentaler they get. You have to be mental, you know what I mean? Like she's obviously playing the Hollywood game, but you know, you can't have some young hot chick like her being like, oh yeah, me and this 60-year-old are fully in love. You know, Johnny Depp talking to his mates and all. You wouldn't believe it. And this 23-year-old came up to me and hot as hell. She's in Zombieland. Maestro. You know? We're fully in love. I believe it. It's a solid plan. And then, you know, Johnny Depp, teeth. You know, there's no way. There's no way she could be like, I met Johnny Depp. Fully in love with it. Look at those goat teeth there, bro. Maestro, I've smoked 1,000 licorice rollies, and my teeth do in fact look like... Today, I honor Shane Macgowan. How does Shane Macgowan have better teeth than Johnny Depp? In the end, you know? In the end, Macgowan had better teeth than that. You know? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? I just like to say, Johnny Depp, Shane Macgowan, there's hope for us all. Hopefully one day. Oh. What the fuck, man? Hopefully one day, I too will have teeth like Shane Macgowan. Too weird to live, too rare to die. Yeah, and you know what he's like, Johnny Depp with the fucking bracelets and scarves and all. Too much. But then again, he is a movie star. Like, if he was just a regular guy, would you be as impressed? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how you keep interest in you. You know, because you got, like, they were talking about Christian Bale on a clip I seen the other day. They're like, oh, Christian Bale drives a fucking 2001 Toyota Tacoma. You know, it's just like talking about how much of a normal guy that he was and drives this old car and all. But that's what you do. You just fucking... Cillian Murphy's the same. You know, just fucking go do the movie, go home. You know, you don't have to fucking walk around like a pirate, and then people are interested in you, and you're fucking, you know, trying to bang fucking young Amber Heards. She's shouting all over your fucking good IKEA pillows. Just him coming in like fucking... What is it, Jack Sparrow? You know, like fucking freaking out. Is it a poo? She's just cranking one out on the bed. Do you shout directly on the bed, like, or do you bring it in? Is what I like to know. You know, get the barbecue tongs out. Have a harsh realization of how soft the shite is. You know, as you try to lift it, she must have shot right on the bed, like. But it's, you know, let me tell you something. If you know, she shot on the bed and they were like, is there a bit of back and forth argument as to whether or not it was a dog? You know, was it one of the Chihuahuas or was it Amber Heard? If I shit in your bed, there'd be no confusion. You'd be like, is this a donkey or Colin? There's no donkeys about here. It must have been Colin. There's a lot of piss as well. He's pissed a lot here also. And there's a nicotine pouch discarded on top of the shit. And a Kit Kat wrapper. I would say all signs, you know, no detective, but it looks like Colin's been in here. There's also a pair of New Balance downstairs with shiting inside of them. Shane Macgowan, dead. Sad times. People were giving his wife jip, because she brought up the Amber Heard thing. Would you hear this?
So Shane, although in the early days when I first met him, he was a little bit slow to forgive the Brits. He kind of came around to it, and he started to really, really, really forgive everybody, everything immediately. And I hope you don't mind me saying this, Johnny, but when Johnny had a court case involving his ex-wife, Amber, and Shane had a long conversation with you, didn't he, and urged you to forgive Amber. Yeah. He just thought it was the best thing to do because he just believed genuinely in forgiveness. And I'm sure you have by now, haven't you? Of course you have. Of course you have.
Didn't have to say that at all. Didn't have to mention it. Husband dead in a box to the left of you. Didn't have to bring it out. Not everyone should be given a microphone, which is rich me saying that, but like, Jesus Christ. Maybe she's panicking in the moment, but here. At that level, you could probably get... It's been televised before. You could get someone to write you a wee speech, You don't have to be like, he told you to forgive her, didn't he? Did you? Did you? Did you? You did, didn't you? You fucking bastard, you. You fucking aegis. Him just sitting there like... Thanks. Thanks for that. As if everyone in the church or chapel or whatever the fuck it is wasn't already going like, Jesus, is that Johnny Depp over there? Is that Johnny Depp? Fuck, it is too. It is. Jesus Christ. And then she brings it up. Just everybody in the room turn around. All right, Johnny. You fucking... You're the devil. What do you like? Yeah, you should fucking mad as a box of fucking frogs, but here, fucking... You take it anyway. You know what I mean? I'd take a fucking wine bottle to the head for 2 minutes. On a shitty bed with her. I'm telling you, Johnny, you're fucking lucky, man. Teeth like that, there. Teeth like that. Fucking fair play to you. Some man. Some man for it. And then Johnny, I suppose they were just hitting the pints later, were they? Just knocking about town. Just knocking about town, having fucking pints. What is this? Stout? Just Johnny Depp in some Dublin pub. Like fucking, with the pint like that. Some shtick. Decent domage. I like it. I hope this won't affect my teeth. These teeth that I found on a beach, washed up in a bottle. Made my own teeth. And one of my dentists, I said, could you make them out of old flint? I would like to be able to start a fire with my teeth. It's not even the teeth, bro. It's the tongue. You zoom right in there. If you zoom right on in there, the tongue is diseased. You know what I mean? I don't know a better word for it. The tongue is gross. It looks like a sort of... It looks like a steak that you put on the pan for about 12 seconds and then took it off. That sort of like grey... I feel sick now, weirdly. I don't know whether it's the nicotine pouches or Johnny Depp's disgusting mouth. He is good, though. I can't believe... how did they go from Johnny Depp... first of all, if you're going to remake, Willy Wonka, yes, make it different. Have a Johnny Depp character. He's weird enough. This new one with fucking Timothy Chalamet, what the fuck are you playing at? He's one of those guys, world famous, everyone wants to sit in his face. What's he done? Who is he? What has Chalamet done? Has he been in what has he been in a big thing?
The only one I've seen him in was Bones and All. It was like a horror movie.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. People going mad for him. I mean, it was an absolute no-brainer to just let that guy, was his name Jeremy Allen White? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Seeing that he looks fucking Jeremy Allen White teeth. You see, everyone's got the... I actually seen a TikTok account the other day, and they were basically like, here's a real dentist breaking down celebrities' teeth. And the one I watched was Emily Blunt. There he is. There's a young Gene Wilder there. Why they didn't get him to do fucking Wonka, I don't know. That would have been fucking perfect, wouldn't it? You see?
Oh,
you know what I mean? I know looks aren't everything, but like, there's Chalamet in there. And then who's the fucking Oompa Loompas? Like, Hugh Grant or Richard E. One of them. Hugh Grant. Bro. Swinging a miss. Swinging a miss. Let me see. Gene Wilder. Someone wrote related there. Look at that. Same guy. It's the same fucking guy. Big nose, no? Look at that. That would have been that would have been incredible. I think what they need to do is, if they're remaking it, remake it, but actually remake it with real things and real sets and everything, and don't do any like special effects. Actually do it. That'd be fucking great. That'd be great. And then, of course, they had a big old sing song here at Shane McGowan's funeral. I don't know if you've seen the clip. There must be some news guy or some guy to do with politics. I don't know what the fuck he does, but they were interviewing him on the news, on RTE or something like that, and he goes, I think it was Bruce Springsteen said that Shane McGowan was one of the best songwriters ever, and he wasn't. He maybe wrote a couple of good songs, but then you've got the likes of the Rolling Stones there, with hundreds of good songs, and you're like, again, it's like his wife. You're like, hey, just don't say it. You know what I mean? You don't have to say everything that you think, every time it comes in here. He wasn't. Bob Dylan, hundreds of good songs. Shane McGowan, a couple. And he's covered a couple of songs that everyone's enjoyed, but he didn't write them. So fuck him. I'm glad he's dead, and fuck him. You're like, bro, we brought you on here. Come on, give it a miss, man. Jesus Christ. And then everybody did a big sing song here. And then...
On the drums they were singing, we kissed on the corner, exact to the night, and the boys and the NYPD choir were singing Galway Bay.
Lisa O'Neill, have you heard her songs before? Done a lot of stuff on like Peaky Blinders. She's got a wee pixie voice.
The bells were ringing out.
But everyone started dancing and all was great. That's what you want there. But everyone's still in black, people are like, oh, it's a great celebration of life, but it's still Ireland, you know what I mean? So they're like, let's not forget a good chunk of misery and guilt. But yes, but then they start dancing, all it's beautiful scenes. That's what you want. You want people. You want a party at your funeral. You know what I want of mine? I don't know what I'm going to have to do in my lifetime to accomplish this. I want someone to do the Hakka, and I don't know what I'm going to have to do to get that sort of New Zealand connection. I'll never have it, but you know what I mean? It seems like I want someone to do a tribal dance at my funeral. I don't know what. I remember seeing a thing, I can't remember what it was. It was like a documentary or something, and a guy went, because there's boys running around, fucking East Belfast with like Maori tattoos. And I'm pretty sure if an actual Maori fella seen you, it'd be like, what the fuck are you playing at? You know what I mean? It's like, why you do, like, I know it looks like one, but it does, the ones we get mean something. And the one you've got is just a guy doing fucking, scribbles. Because a guy came in and went, do you know Dwayne Johnson? My name's also Dwayne Johnson. So I fucking pretty much a rock. So gives a fucking old tattoo. Even though his is probably not Maori. It's, it's like some sort of, is it? Is it? I thought it was like Samoan, Polynesian types. I've probably fucking mashed all of those cultures together there, and probably someone will kill me with one of those green stones, but, them war stones that you get, but I seen a documentary or something one time where a guy was an Irish guy, and, he lived over there, he was doing something or whatever, and the fella designed him like a half Maori, half Celtic type thing, and it looked pretty fucking cool. And then he just hammered it in with a fucking kebab skewer for like 4 days. Guy's shaking though. But I don't know what connection I'm gonna have to make to New Zealand, but I would thoroughly enjoy the Hakka. If I played for Ireland and they were playing New Zealand, I'd be like, I've learned this too. I can do it too. All that shit. I would lose the run of myself if I had to line up against the Hakka. Everyone tries to be all like, let them do it, show them respect, stare them down. I'd be like, fucking cover myself in pig's blood now. Come on, the fuck. And then get absolutely emptied. I remember when Maureen was sick and going through her treatment and all, I was getting loads of nice messages from everybody. for her, obviously, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like, Colin, are you okay? No, your wife's in the hospital for a month straight. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah. Physically, yes. But there was an actual guy who was a proper Kiwi, like, Maori. And I did a bit of investigation, I clicked in and was like, fucking hell. How the fuck does he know about my podcast, And I clicked in, of course, his wife is like see-through ginger. She's obviously from here. But yeah, he was firing in all the local words and everything, but he's putting the wee meaning beside it. Sending love to your, whatever the word for family is. Put it in there. I was like, that's fucking nice, man. Can I get the Hakka at my funeral? Is that enough? Is that enough? If I show that receipt, can a bunch of boys do the fucking Hakka at my funeral? I also would like to be just kicked into a wood chipper and blown over a lake full of piranhas. That'd be fucking something. Do you ever see? That's what I'd like. Do you ever see those experiments when they take the corpse of a lamb and just dip it into piranhas, and about 30 seconds later take it out and it's just bones? I'd take that. Just hire a digger, tie me by the feet, and fucking just a big yellow digger in the middle of the funeral. Dip me into a tank full of piranhas and pull me out. A couple of seconds later, stripped to pieces. All the piranhas just full as fuck. Guys, what are we talking about here? What the fuck are we talking about? This is why I wanted to go back solo. You're not getting this chat out of fucking, Mickey. You know what I mean? We need to get right in there and talk some mad shit. What other things did I want to fucking finish on? I'll pull up the Instagram here. I wanted to address a couple of things. Let me see. Instagram. Go into the old saved vids here. Oh, there's a live bomb squad as well. We're doing that on the 2nd of January. That's the plug for that. Make sure you get your fucking tickets, bitch. Where do you find saved in this hoe?
Activity.
Huh?
Activity, the 3 things at the top.
Oh, yes. Jesus Christ, I'm blind and stupid. Let's go. Do you want to feel emasculated? Is that the word? That's Brock Lesnar's daughter, bro. Apparently she was in university and just broke the fucking record for the shot put. Look at that. That fine young man there. I mean, it goes to show you, you might see a Brock Lesnar and you're like, man, see if I just hit the gym and hit the steroids and do all that stuff, I could be Brock Lesnar too. And you're like, not at all. About 80% of that is genetics. Same as The Rock, probably. Oh, I can do steroids like The Rock. But then you see him when he's younger, and you see The Rock when he's 16. And then Brock Lesnar's photos of him wrestling in school. And again, he's just he's just won, and he's like, yeah. And it's just, the traps are from the middle of his arm to his ear, basically. And the daughter's not far behind. Absolute unit. I mean, with all due respect, look at the fucking shape of that. Terrifying. If I was wrestling in college and that girl walked across the mats, I would fake a fucking blown out knee. I'd be like, Jesus Christ. Good luck to you if you're a trans woman in women's sports and you run into this lad. Put you through the fucking mats. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. And who, come on, man. Yoked. Maya Lesnar set a facility record and won the women's shot put this morning with 16.6 meters. I couldn't throw a tennis ball 16 meters. Holy good fuck. What an absolute unit. And that's a terrible example of who is Brock Lesnar married to? Is she a wrestler too? Is he not married to a wrestler? Brock Lesnar wife.
Yeah.
Sable.
Yeah.
Now, what a shame. Because the daughter Could have turned out like this 90s hottie, but instead just turned out exactly like the dad. I mean, it's happened to my family where, you know, we have one son and he looks exactly like Maureen, and I'm like, thank Christ. But it could go the other way. You know what I mean? You could have another one and you're just like, oh, look. And it will be a girl. You know, you'd be like, look at this wee girl that, you know, has very wide shoulders and is 18 months old and is 9 stone somehow. You know? And has a hairy back. You know, like the boy is the fucking pretty one. The size of that bastard. Let me see, Brock Lesnar. Let's get one shot of it just for the wank bank. Let me see, high school. Look at that. Would you not shit up your own back if you had to wrestle that cunt? Like, that is absolutely grotesque. Fucking hell. That's that Viking blood, isn't it? Jesus Christ. There he is there. There he is there at fucking 3 months old. From Angelic Kid, my ass. Jesus fucking Christ. Freak athlete. But anyway, that's going in the wank bank for later. Jesus Christ. See them boys that have, like, you know, their back just turns into their neck. It's, you know, it's like it curves up their back and onto the back of their head. Gorilla. Anyway, that's sexually exciting for me. Anyway, absolute freak. But there we go. Bit of spank bang for the boys there. There we go. I'm gonna go home now and Photoshop my face onto Maya Lesnar's body as my fitspiration. Right, we will get out of here. Guys, cheers for listening. We've absolutely lost the run of ourselves today. What about a plug? Nothing. Get onto my Instagram and there will be a link to that final special recording that I'm doing on the 19th of December. And as of 10 o'clock today, there is also a live Bomb Squad podcast on the 2nd of January. The tickets are going on Patreon first. There's not a lot of them, so it'll probably sell out on that. And if you're a member of the public and not on the Patreon, you probably won't get them. And you should get yourself onto patreon.com/General Banter Podcast, because we're recording one right now to go up on Thursday. So there you have it. Cheers, my guys. We'll see you in a bit.
Up the raw.
The General Banter Podcast with Colin Jedis.
See you later.